Hey, y'all. We're going to get this going a little bit early today because I got a lot to say.
You're beautiful but unsatisfied since day one. You were getting teased and it scarred you when you were young. Now you're getting older and you've been on the grind. Your paper off the scale so you feel like it's time. So you got a no job, that's the primary thing. People tease you as a kid and for some reason you hit. Always into high fashion, girl, you heavy like lead. Liposuction out your shell like a chicken and egg. Feeling confident but now you're becoming obsessed. First your nose, then your weight, now your butt and your breast. It's a vanity fair, cosmetic overdose. Fiending for a next operation like it was dope. Now you feel the need to skin pill, your skin's no good. But if those around you were real, they'll tell you the truth. Just because you spending thousands, that don't make it alright. Had one problem, now it's many going under the knife. Your lips, breasts, butt, legs, waist, hips, nose and chest, waistline, facelines, looking your best. Do it like the rest, Vanity Fair. I said your lips, breasts, butt, legs, waist, hips, nose and chest, waistline, facelines, looking your best. Do it like the rest, Vanity Fair. Come on. Vanity Fair, yeah. Changing one or two things, cool girl, do you? Do you wanna be beautiful and look like you? Or do you wanna look like someone you saw in a magazine or video, but not in the raw? I like nice shaped bodies, bikinis Brazilian, but too much of anything just isn't appealing. Some people spend a lifetime, even a million. No grace like those unhappy when chilling. A girl with a big butt, big lips, small hips is what we all love to see, and men dream about this. There is nothing wrong with getting something broken fixed. Some women get a breast job cause cancer assists. Some women want to please their man and insist. And a woman really loves you if she wants to do this. But abuse ain't the same as intention was cared. So be careful of the drug called the Vanity Fair. Vanity Fair. Your lips, breasts, butt, legs, waist, hips, nose and chest, waistline, facelines, looking your best. Do it like the rest, Vanity Fair. I said your lips, breasts, butt, legs, waist, hips, nose and chest, waistline, facelines, looking your best. Do it like the rest, Vanity Fair. Your lips, breasts, butt, legs, waist, hips, nose and chest, waistline, facelines, looking your best. Do it like the rest, Vanity Fair. I said your lips, breasts, butt, legs, waist, hips, nose and chest, waistline, faceline, look at your best. Do it like the rest, Vanity Fair. Come on.
Hey, y'all. Hold on. Let me go back over here. How's everybody's Monday going? Today has been exhausting. I'm going to say hi to some people that were probably here like hours ago and definitely aren't here anymore. Hey, Cash. Hey, Amethyst. Hey, Andrea, Bear, Tina, Lisa. Sorry, y'all. I was bumping stuff back today. I was trying to jam everything in one day. LG, just Natalie, Sammy, Sheila, let's be honest. Starry Night. Felony Melanie, Sugarfly, Fireside, Sweet Home Alabama. Nitro, Go Find Me. AJ. The Masked Angel, Texas Tiffany. T. Kelly, Judy Positive, Moonlight, Tia. Okay, so today has been all over the place. I originally had decided what we were going to do today, and then some stuff just recently happened. I am utterly disappointed right now. I can't even, like, every time I feel like we've hit the level of can't get any more disappointment, somebody else does something. And this time it just happens to be a creator by the name of 10 to Life. And I am utterly, thoroughly, I don't give a shit who likes her. I don't care. She might be a wonderful person, but she just did the dumbest stunt ever. And what the fuck has happened to ethical people? Where has anybody's fucking common sense and brains gone? You put out a fucking video and you talk about, well, media is blowing this up. YouTube is not fucking media. There is not legit media. We're going to go into it a little bit because this is all about them fucking up this story. She decided to go back and tell the story of Dre and Marvon today. And again, yep. She spewed nothing but misinformation. Fucking, and she even says there's nothing but misinformation. And then she goes on to run with misinformation. Again, this is not about creators, me liking, not liking. You have every opportunity to right your wrongs. And this is what you fucking choose to do. This was not a true crime case. You're a true crime creator, I thought, right? So why are you covering a story of a man's tragedy, a Marine veteran's attempted suicide? Let's say it right. Yep. Yeah, I've heard all sorts of shit about her now. And I know a lot of you like her, but I don't give a shit. What's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. This is not about creators. This is about them being absolutely sensationalizing all of these cases, turning them into true crime cases and layering misinformation to exploit the ever-loving shit out of these tragedies. I have sat back and not said a fucking word about her and her initial reporting in this. Well, that's changing. And I don't give a shit. No, she donated. She donated to the family. She donated. She actually commented on my Facebook page. That's why I know she knows. She was one of the first creators to comment on my Facebook page correcting a statement about her donation when the fucking admins of the group had put something out. I don't give a fuck anymore. I don't care how many followers you have. You are doing yourself and everybody else a disservice out here. You have every opportunity to get it right and you fuck it up. Fuck it up. Right out the window. Well, my opinion. Did you read the police report that says that the highly edited videos, but you still wanted to run with this? Well, it's, the fuck? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm ranting, but I'm pissed. We're going to go over this, y'all. I'm not going to show it because, of course, what does she do? She gets the body cam footage and uses that for 99% of her video. A Marine veteran's suicide. An attempted Marine veteran's suicide. Can I say that again? This ain't fucking true crime, you pieces of shit. Even my cat's agreeing with me. Oh, I'm talking about 10 to life. I say names. I say names. You have every opportunity to get it right. Every opportunity to right your wrongs, to provide factual information. What do? You fucking run with bullshit again. I don't care. And she can send her little cronies after me too. Add them to the fucking list. What are you going to do? Dox me? Threaten my family? I can't believe that somebody with this amount of followers, with this amount of influence, with this amount of you could do something good, this is what you do. This is what you fucking do. All right. Okay. The Tessas hyped me up on this one. Well, one of them did because they know how problematic this creator is in the past, and we haven't even gone into it. But here's me trying to give people the benefit of the doubt and saying, oh yes, this person's they're gonna do something good. Like I have faith in this person, and here you go. Here you go. So I'm gonna pull this video up. I'm gonna skip through it, of course. This is all under fair use. This is based on my opinion and my opinion only on the fucking facts that people decide to put out here.
His alleged passing.
His alleged passing. Hold on just a moment, please.
As well.
Hold on, y'all. Sorry. They all want something at once. All right. I'm going to share this so you guys can get the audio, but I am going to blink the screen because, again, she does use the body cam footage, and you guys know how I feel about that. So we're going to watch this. We're going to put together the facts. I didn't watch the whole thing. I couldn't. I shut it off. And y'all, please excuse my language, my behavior, my emotion today. I'm done. I'm done. Okay? You have every opportunity to get it right. And this is what you people do. A man's suicide. We're not talking about a true crime case. We're talking about a Marine veteran's attempted suicide. Let's get this straight. This was never a true crime case to begin with. There was never a case to begin with. Okay? So let's start there. This was never a case to begin with. I don't give a fuck your personal feelings on Dre. Put those aside. If you're an adult, put those aside and understand that you too could be in these same damn shoes. I hope to God one of your loved ones never decides to take their life, and you are in the shoes of having a social media presence where you've pissed some people off, because guess what? Walk right on up. You're next in line. This isn't about liking Dre, understanding her extreme lifestyle. This is about the freaking facts. Here we go. All right. Again, bear with me, please. This is hard for me because I've been doing this for months now. And I understand a lot of you guys are newer to like following me or whatever, but I've been doing this on a daily basis for months, debunking the misinformation and trying to get the facts out here. And creators like this, she knows that there's pages out here. She knows, again, she donated to the family. She donated to Letitia. So I guess, whatever, got to protect your investment, right?
Well as selling jewelry for a
popular
very popular
multi-level marketing company.
Oh, let me say this once again. This is based on fair use, on my opinion, in my opinion only, on the content she put out here publicly. Because we are fair using it, I will be pausing quite often to give you my opinion on what the fuck she said. Okay? But I will tell you where to go find the actual facts that she's neglecting to tell you. And when she refers to media, remember that she's referring to YouTube creators that have no facts, that have told you lies all along. Okay.
Called Paparazzi. Dre became an influencer who was constantly on Facebook Live, which would eventually end up being what a lot of people would attribute to her downfall. Her lives originally were paparazzi merchandise based only until she made a separate account to specifically be able to go live and talk about any topic whatsoever.
That's not a fact right off the bat. That's not a fact. So Dre initially started going live doing her makeup in 2016. What? All right, we're 2 minutes in. Yay! Off to a great start. When you have all the opportunity of getting it right, you go here. Okay. This is going to be a rough one, y'all. This is going to be a rough one. So buckle up because Becky's in a spicy ass mood too. Oh, and yeah, y'all, there's screenshots of people that we've been telling you that have been in inboxes. There's proof of that was shown last night too. There's that going on. There's timeline of shit going on of people being swatted. There is Mallory, who is trying to get her name in the algorithm currently, and it's working, and everybody's giving her all this attention, which is exactly what they wanted, which we will get back into. There's shit going on every which way that we could talk about, but we're going to talk about this because this is important, and this is, again, misinformation. Big time misinformation.
Not just limited to selling that jewelry for paparazzi. Her kids and her husband are often seen in the majority of her videos. The family, or more specifically, Dre, wasn't really talked about in a negative connotation or a controversial way either until Dre decided that she wanted to start losing weight and eating more naturally. At first glance, this of course doesn't sound too harmful, right? But the diet that she put the entire family on is called an alkaline vegan diet.
So I'm going to stop it again right here because those of you guys that do not know anything about Vaughn and Dre, as you obviously see here, she's one of those people. But for your own information, you can go hear Vaughn's own words on the channel is called The Missing Puzzle Pieces. The mods will drop it. I know they will because they always drop the correct information. But you can go hear Vaughn and Dre's own words. And Marvon was actually the one who wanted to do this diet. Marvon was the one who decided to put himself on the alkaline vegan diet. She decided to join him. So when we're talking facts, that's a major fact. Marvon wanted to try this diet. All right. And again, this is redundant for most of you, but we're going to pick it apart because you guys will pick up other things that it's a mess. It's a fucking mess.
This diet requires you to refrain from meat and dairy, like most vegan diets do, but also pushes you to make your body as alkaline as possible. It's very controversial, like many diets, and some people claim that it helps prevent diseases, while other people say it rids your bodies of necessary nutrients. After starting this diet, some of the family members' health began declining, which we will talk more about in a second here.
She sure will. She sure will. But again, okay, so this is Annie Elise of 10 to Life. This is her video that she just put out on Dre and Marvon. The facts of what's going on, which is full of misinformation. So we are picking it apart. Thank you. It's hard for me right now because they're so red. They're so red. Again, I don't care if you like her. I don't care at all. I talk like a freaking sailor, okay? I do. I'll say it. I talk like a sailor, and I'm definitely passionate about this. Yes, and that's what we're getting into. This is riddled with misinformation. Oh, Chatty, you did too. My inbox has been blowing up about this. Yes.
And they all lost an incredible amount of weight, including their children. Dre had been known originally as this curvy, beautiful woman, and Vaughn was a very tall and very muscular military man. But after this diet, they both began looking almost gaunt. Dre became so obsessed with this clean eating lifestyle that she began introducing herbs into the family's diets as a means of alternatives to medication.
Context and timeframes are important, but it seems to true crime creators that doesn't matter, right? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. They had already been using herbs and natural supplements for years. T, I think so. Yep. Spanky, L, Molly, exactly from the same source, seems like.
Some of those herbs are also very, very controversial. One of the main ones that she openly talked about and actually showed herself using in many of her lives is called Kraton, which has very...
Crayon? It's like a fucking crayon now? You don't even know what the fuck medication, herb, whatever. You don't even know how to pronounce it? It's a box full of crayons now? Kratom. Kratom. Are you just not saying it because you don't want your monetized video to be demonetized?
Very similar properties to opioids and is what many people who are struggling with addiction will use if they can't get their hands on the real stuff. So Dre became even more controversial when she...
All right. Kratom is a very controversial topic, but it is used for so much more than when people can't get their hands on the real stuff. Right there, she is trying to allude to make you believe that they were addicted to something else and they couldn't get their hands on it. Lovely how they fucking do that to you, huh? You see how that lovely play on words right there? It absolutely can be horrible for certain people. Other people swear by it. You're allowed to have your opinion, but the facts are the facts. It is used for many other things besides withdrawals. Yes, certain people do, but there is many reasons that people use it. Very many reasons. And there is a whole community of people that will tell you the benefits and the downfalls and everything. Trust me, it's a topic that people feel very strongly about one way or the other, but there's many uses for it. It's a lot. Sorry, again, I'm not playing her screen because she shows the body camera.
She allegedly gave it to her children, as well as other herbs and herbal teas, one specifically called a knockout tea, which she used to make her youngest fall asleep faster. She has admitted on
Yeah, who wants to talk about the knockout tea? Bomb, I'm trying. I'm really trying on this one. This is a lot. This is a lot. This is today. This is just recently. She just did this. She just fucking did this. Yeah, Justin sells kratom. Yes. Yes. Yeah, passion flower. Yep. And again, Dre talks about these things herself in the videos on the missing puzzle pieces. You can have your own opinions on all of that, but go find out what she actually said and what is actually out there. This isn't it. This isn't it.
on many lives to not trusting the FDA and buying things that the FDA specifically considers to be poisonous, as well as openly admitting that she coached her husband Vaughn on how to get pain medications for her.
I believe the FDA considers this poisonous. That's exactly why I bought it, okay? The FDA says it's bad? Okay, then that must mean it's good. Hello, I've been around way too long to think.
So she inserted a video of Dre talking about, and if you watched any of Dre's video, again, I wasn't even a Dre follower. Yes, go back to Justin's old lives. He talks about it in a live videos. Yes. Yep. Yes. I have the exact video and the timestamp. I just can't right off the top of my head. I got to remember who sent it to me. But yes, he does. Yeah, a lot of people don't trust the FDA. This is like natural supplements is a big thing. Like there's a lot of people, but we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going because again, you got to take out again, they're painting a narrative right here. She's painting a narrative in a certain direction and I'm just not here for it. I'm not with this shit anymore.
The FDA putting a poisonous stamp don't mean nothing in the world of Dre McCray. Okay, I'm just saying.
So to sum it up, she has had an extremely long history of contradictions and admitting to things on live that she probably shouldn't have. There are many clips of her lives where her youngest, Raza, is begging his mom for food and saying over and over and over again that he is hungry. Again, these clips are very controversial because some people believe that they're taken maybe a bit out of context, while others believe a child is constantly saying that he's hungry and needs food on multiple different live videos, and that can't exactly be taken out of context.
I'm here for this in the comment section right now. I'm here for this. What are y'all going to say about this, moms and dads? What are you going to say about this? Your kids say they're hungry one time, maybe their entire life. How often? Obviously, again, I'm going to go back to the police report that she didn't read the police report herself, and the final police report that tells you that CPS was involved and the investigation that they tried to set up on Dre was closed. The videos that were sent in were highly edited. What are we doing here? Why are we still trying to paint? All right. True crime creator, right? True crime creator. Mm-hmm. Factual, evidence-based with a little bit of speculation. More like pull your head out of your fucking ass and do some research.
The couple was also seen fighting on many Facebook Live videos, and all in all, it just seemed that their relationship.
Sure were. Back in 2019. How long ago was that, friends? 2018, 2019? Sure were. Sure were. Guess who put those out? They did. Guess who talked about it? They did. Guess where they're not going to tell you where you can go find their actual words and what they were going through on the missing puzzle pieces. Yep. It's really interesting how they're trying to take context from years ago and put it into this was the current situation right before this happened. But again, let's continue because it just gets worse.
And their entire family really was at the beginning phases of starting to crumble a bit, which is just my opinion based on what I have viewed. Meanwhile, while all of these controversial things were happening, Vaughn's health was steadily declining and he was having seizures, which was never a documented problem that he had in his entire life. And many people think it was due to their extreme dieting and the use of these herbs.
So again, I'm just going to put this out here, but she obviously has read through his medical records from top to bottom and was privy to all of his medical records. So therefore she knows that he has never had a seizure disorder, ever been on the table, anything before this, right? Okay. Right. And just so you know, the people that she donated to, which would be Letitia Bias, who I don't know if she provided her information and said that he'd never had seizures, but that person, Letitia Bias, wasn't in his fucking life and doesn't have any information or is privy to his medical records. So therefore, Dre's not talking. So medical records are not released to Joe Smo. How do you figure this? Anybody? Yeah, exactly. Don't want to mention he was adopted, right? So where are these facts coming from? Oh, wait, opinions, right? They're just opinions. Yeah, Amethyst, me too. Me too. This one, the come arounds this time around, the first couple I could understand because there wasn't enough information out there. So people were putting together the story, right? This time around, nah, fuck you.
One of Dre's daughters also began having some seizures, but hers are much less documented than Vaughn.
Another lie. First and foremost, I do not like talking about any children on this channel whatsoever, but because she brought it up and it's a flat out lie, I will be the first to tell you that the child had seizures when she was younger, way before Vaughn, and it was well documented. They talked about it extensively. And then she talked about how she hasn't been on seizure medication for X amount of time. Her own fucking words. It was well documented. Even the father talked about it being documented. That was way before the incident with Dre and Vaughn seizures. Totally different situations. Again, yes, there was a lot of us that felt this is 10 to life, Annie Elise. I'm not showing her video because 99% of her video is the body cam footage that she goes back to and shows the kids and the family. And I can't with these fucking people anymore. This is not social media content. This is a freaking Marine veteran's attempted suicide. I muted myself and then I said, sorry, y'all. I'm really emotional about this one. This pisses me off so bad.
Ironically enough, one of the main side effects of that herb kratom or however you would say it, that they had all been taking as a family was in fact seizures. Fast forward to May of 2022.
That was never stated. That was never stated. What the fuck is this chick's issue? Harry, good question. Good question. There was never a case to begin with. Never a case to begin with. Thank you all for being here and like understanding where I'm coming from with this. And I'm sorry that, again, I see most of you in the comments today that are just as pissed and upset as I am. And I know like my inbox was blowing up, and I appreciate all of you guys that have like honestly are in my headspace with this and are willing to call it out. Again, it doesn't matter who you are. This is misinformation, and Marvon deserves dignity. What do they not understand? I'm shutting my cam off.
On May 22nd, 2022, the couple had a more serious argument, and Vaughn told Dre that he was done, and he left the house to go get some alone time and to clear his head.
May 22nd, the night before, Vaughn left the house to go clear his head. Where is that stated? Anybody point me in that direction, please? Anybody? Sorry, y'all. I have to apologize. Amethyst, do you want me to slow the chat? Yeah. Oh, shit. Hold on. I got to remember how to do it. Give me a minute. Oh, fuck. These people, I swear. I guess they just decide that they want to come out swinging with misinformation. It's easier that way or something, I guess. I'm going to turn it on for just 20 seconds. That helps. I hate slow mode, but I'll do it for you guys. Sorry. Hopefully that'll work. Did that pop on? Okay, perfect. If that isn't good enough, let me know. Yeah, yes. She's got a huge following. Huge following. So the date, and she explains that, okay? Dre explains that they had an argument, but she takes it all up a whole notch and includes all this other stuff. I mean,
He texted Dre asking for some money to get a hotel room for a couple of nights, and also told her that he planned on seeking more help for his mental health from the VA hospital.
All right, that's another lie. That's another lie. Flat out lie. She says May 22nd, this happened. They got in a fight. He texted her, asked her for money to get a hotel room. So she's leading you to believe that the night before his attempt, this is what was happening. Those messages were from 2019. You evil fucking bitch. I can't. 10 to life. 10 to life. Annie Elise, 10 to life. Sorry, y'all. I know a lot of you guys are struggling with this one. I don't know, Sheila. I shut it off. So we're just going to try to get through this because I am struggling with this one today. I'll be the first to say it. I am struggling with this. How dare you? You haven't, and I sound like Molly now. You have an obligation. When you have a platform of that size, what? This is just negligence.
But Dre refused to give him any money, which was just one of the many ways that
Dre
Dre
seemed to be having control over Vaughn in their relationship. She allegedly isolated him from his family and friends. She had...
Again, not true. Not true. Yes, she just put this, yes, moral responsibility. Yep. Okay. Yeah, sorry. I didn't mute myself. That's why I paused it.
Had full control over the family funds, which weren't just made from her social media presence, but also were made from Vaughn's check from the military. And these were just a few ways that Dre allegedly made it almost impossible for Vaughn to leave her and be on his own, which many people believe would have greatly impacted his mental health and
Annie, do you realize that he did leave in 2019? You know, those text messages that you're referencing that you're acting like are from May 22nd, 2022, which aren't. They're not. They're from 2019, which you know that because you can't say you don't know or you didn't have access to this information because all of it's out there and you have been a follower of, well, you've known about my Facebook page from very early on. So you, again, have all this information at the tips of your fingers, and this is what you continued to put out here. Those text messages, 2019. You're saying they're from May 22nd, 2022. He left in 2019. He went to Georgia for 2 days, and he turned around and went right back. Guess who he didn't even see while he was there? His mom. Guess who's never met his child? Oh, the people that you think are so victimized in all this. His biological mother that put him up for adoption when he was a toddler and wasn't a part of his life. Okay, let's just continue. Oh. Go find me. Can we call it something besides that, please? I understand what you're saying, and there is no correct way, but you can say attempted suicide in the comments. I would appreciate that.
Overall health had he been able to stop taking these sketchy herbs and forced to be on such a strict and controversial diet. Since Dre refused to give Vaughn any money to get a hotel, he had no choice but to return home, and he ended up sleeping out in what Dre has called a den in previous videos, but it's actually more like a shed.
Yes, this was put out today. This was put out today. He was not sleeping in the shed. The den was like a family room in the inside of the house that they made into a bedroom. If you would have watched 10 more minutes into that video, you too would have seen that they turned the one room into another bedroom. He wasn't sleeping in the shed. Yeah, this is today. She just dropped this a couple hours ago. Yep. And that's proof too. Again, missing puzzle pieces. If you want to hear their own words, where they talk about all of this, there's a picture. I think it's even on my Facebook page because I debunked this before, that he wasn't sleeping in the shed and that he was sleeping in the den, which is a room. It was it's all explained. Every bit of it is explained.
It's very clear that Vaughn just wanted to be left alone and free from Dre at this point. The next morning, everything began to unravel because Dre found Vaughn hanging from a rope by a rafter in the shed, attempting to take his own life. Vaughn was taken.
Trigger warning. Trigger warning. And I'm not showing my screen. You guys are just looking at me. I'm sorry. The reason why I'm not showing the screen is because, again, she uses the body camera footage from when the police arrive and all of that. And I'm not into that. I think it's absolutely disgusting. So we are going through, again, I don't give a shit who the creator is. It's nothing personal. It's the facts. And that's what we're here to discuss. And this is nothing but solid misinformation. And I made it my mission to continue to call out the misinformation time and time again. This isn't just about Molly, Justin, Elle, and those guys. This is about all of it. This is about all of it. So again, please understand that this is going to be a rough conversation. This is a very sensitive topic. We talk about it almost daily over here, and I'm really sorry. I know a lot of you are sick of talking about it, but we need to. She does. Yes, she plays a lot of the body cam footage. Yes, Carol, absolutely. Yep, absolutely. And she had every opportunity. She had every opportunity.
Taken to the hospital where he remained in a coma. Doctors found that Vaughn had been without oxygen for 30 minutes and was presumed to be essentially brain dead.
All right. Oh, you're welcome, Alex. Thanks for being interested in learning the facts. I appreciate this. What? Who the fuck are you? And what do you want? If you want to grow this channel, I suggest you stop hating on people who stumble upon this smaller channel. So Flow Mama, do you see this? Take your fucking pathetic ass on out of here because nobody gives a shit about numbers. Period. Point blank. Go suck somebody else's ass because nobody over here gives a fuck about numbers. We care about the facts. Goodbye. Isn't that fucking crazy? Here we go. Oh, we're concerned about the numbers. If you want to be successful, you better not call out the fucking facts. If you want to be successful, you better just go with the grain and say that it's okay because you have so many thousand followers. Take your followers, stick them up your fucking ass. See this channel? I don't give a fuck. It's about the truth. Okay? I'm not a YouTuber. I started this YouTube channel to get the facts out here, and I will continue to do so. You can go on somewhere else. Back to Molly. She's a Molly minion. I'm sure she's probably one of these bitches' minions too. I don't give a fuck. Okay, anyways, sorry. I don't normally go off on people in the comments, but that's just pathetic. Pathetic at this point in time.
Now, Dre gave conflicting reports on the details of what happened following her finding Vaughn. Keep in mind that Dre is pretty much anti-doctor and anti-medicine, and has said on many of her lives that she has refused certain things that professionals have suggested, and also claims that she believes Vaughn will wake up and recover from this despite medical professionals telling her otherwise. Due to her
And your problem is that's her fucking husband. That's her right to believe that he's going to wake up. Who cares if she doesn't like physicians? I don't either. I mean, I do, but I don't. Nobody wants to be sick and go through that. And yes, she openly talks about things that she declined to allow them to do, but they also talk about, and if you would have read the police report, the full police report, you would have seen that Vaughn was under medical care from 2016. Isn't that fucking crazy that in the actual police report, the final police report, it outlines that he was in medical care under medical professionals' help since 2016. But you opted to tell your followers and make it seem like that was just not even something that was going on. Did you tell him that he was medically discharged for a knee injury from the Marine Corps? I mean, I don't know.
not agreeing with doctors, she had Vaughn moved from 3 different hospitals. Dre also didn't up.
That is another lie. That is another blatant, bold-faced lie. Marvon was initially taken from their home to Yuma Regional Medical Center. He was then transported by air flight to Phoenix. Then he was taken back to Tucson to the VA hospital. From the VA hospital, he was discharged to a specialty long-term facility, not at Dre's hands, at medical professionals' advice and directive because of his needs and his condition. Dre would not be the one to call those shots. Oh, I'm just, Becca, good question. Out of her ass? I don't know. That was debunked months ago. They even said, Molly came live the other day and said, Letitia confirmed that Marvon is still in the same facility that he was when he left the VA. Molly claimed this the other day. Again, there's text messages that prove how he was transferred. And what the mom, the biological mother and stepmother, that's how Letitia was getting her information, was through Wynette. I'm sorry, y'all. I know most of you guys know this stuff already, but some of you don't. And that's why we're going to just continue to call it out. And I've already missed a bunch of shit that she lied about, but we're going to try and hit the big details. And there's a whole lot with that.
His family or friends or even her followers for a week about what had exactly happened to Vaughn. His parents allegedly had to find out that their son had attempted to take his own life through the police reports when they were finally released.
So first and foremost, that was his biological mother and father. The accident happened, or the incident happened May 23rd. His biological Marvon Jackson and Letitia Bias, the biologicals, found out through social media. They were given a copy of the police report on 6/24/2022 after Marvon Sr. had already been there to see him and was allowed to see him. Letitia had in her hand, before any of you YouTubers got involved, a full copy of the initial report and what happened to him. Letitia held on to this report and waited until YouTubers big enough to get some attention started covering the case, and then says to her admins that were helping her, we need to get this police report out there. So then she releases it publicly. She also released his location publicly to everybody and put Dre and her son that she cared so much about in danger. Did you also know, Annie, that he was adopted and his great-grandmother is alive? The person he calls mom, I mean, he called them both mom, but the person he sees as mom, his great-grandmother and great-grandfather are who raised him. You want to did you talk about that at all? Any of it?
Now, I mentioned earlier that Dre's story of what happened that day and the moments afterwards had been a bit wishy-washy. She told police that the morning of Vaughn's attempt, he had come inside to clean up and use the restroom inside the house. Dre says that she offered him.
Where the fuck is she getting this information? That he came inside to get cleaned up. Like he was outside sleeping in the shed. Again, he wasn't sleeping in a shed. You could see, they played the body cam footage. You can tell nobody was sleeping in that shed. So here she goes again, fucking setting up another lie. Do you see how easy it is for these people? Like, she even fucking recorded this. Like, this is pre-recorded. She could have gone back and updated and corrected her information. Yeah.
Him a cup of tea, and then he went out back to the.
By the way, we're 9 minutes in. We're 9 minutes in. That's it. We're 9 minutes in on this shit. 9 minutes in.
The shed to spend some time alone. She claimed that it was a little while later that she went to go check on him, and that's when she found him hanging in the shed. She told police that she yelled for her daughter to come outside and call 911, but then in another report, she claims that she came out on her own. These 911 calls were eventually released.
Again, another lie. Like, can somebody just start a counter, a ticker? A ticker? We need a ticker because this is just lie after lie after lie after lie after lie.
But the most recent update in this case has been the body cam footage that was released. Of course, you can all Google this footage and watch the entire thing for yourselves, but for those of you who just want a bit of a summary, I'm going to add in some clips here for you and try to summarize what it is we're seeing in this footage. When the police first arrive at the home, we can hear the dogs barking, which we talked a little bit about in my first video, because Dre admitted to stopping the CPR that she was trying to perform on Vaughn to put the dogs in the house. And
she could have listened to the 911 call. She could have listened to the entire dispatch. She probably did. And this is what she took out of it. Danny, no. And if you don't like it, get the fuck out. I don't care. I'm not in the mood for you stupid fucks today. In fact, I'll just do you a favor. I'm calling out her lies. So if you want somebody that doesn't lie every 10 seconds, then fucking tell her to stop lying every 10 seconds. I'm not in the mood for anybody's shit. So if you want to get blocked, sign on up. Let's go.
And in that video, I talk about what a huge, obvious, like a no-no that would be. Like, let the dogs bark. It's time to save your husband now. There were already officers at the scene, along with the ones whose body cam footage is being used. We also see that the outside area is pretty significantly messy and disorganized, at least to the point of an officer needing to pick up the area to even be able to get the stretcher back to Vaughn. We also get a good look at that den/shed, and it
Effortlessly lying to you. Yes, thank you, B-Fergs. And it's also under fair use. And these big content creators, they do like to strike, especially when you're calling them out on their shit. So if you don't like it, goodbye. Anybody want to call that out? The den in the shed. So just again, so you guys know, they're not one and the same. If you want to hear the truth from Marvon and Dre of what the different buildings are of their home, please go watch their content over on the Missing Puzzle Pieces or Dre's channel.
it very clearly looks like a shed that you would put tools in, maybe a lawnmower, and not at all livable or where somebody would sleep and live.
She's playing the body camera footage right now.
My babies are inside.
They're inside. What do you mean? Go around.
I'm going to fast forward through this section, y'all. I'm not going to listen to this again. I had to sit through it once. I'm sorry. If you want to see this, go over and watch somebody else's. I'm not showing this, nor am I going to listen to it because it's absolutely not something for social media content. This is a family's absolute worst moment of their life. And this is being put out here on social media for them to have to relive time and time again. Okay. So we are going to slide on through this. I don't really give a shit about her added thoughts through this because she's just full of shit in the get-go. So bear with me a second. Again, I'm sorry. I'm not about to give that even life.
Are a lot to watch. We see that she's describing this change in behavior
In her husband, claiming that he is a narcissist and that he is abusive, and that all of these traits that truly seem to be really describing herself and the reflection of herself, in my opinion. She also makes an excuse as to why they were looking into her as well instead of just Vaughn. We've known some.
Wait, what? What? Desi, I got invested in this case because I, like everybody else, I had a small, like I do a few small exposure things on Facebook. I've just been around for years, but then this story blew up and I had seen Dre, like she was one of the first makeup artists I ever saw on social media. I was never a big follower of hers, but I just became really like entangled in it. And I thought, like everybody else did at the beginning, that there was something more going on here. And that's where I came into it, was thinking like this was something horrible that had happened because I bought the social media hype. And then I quickly started to like research on my own and found that they were telling you all bullshit and that it was a setup narrative for all of this all along. And that's where I got invested. And it's just been unraveling. And I don't know any of them personally. I've never met any of them. I've never even had a conversation with any of them. But to watch somebody lie on a Marine veteran's attempted suicide to the extent and exploit it to the extent that these people have done, it's hard not to get invested in it because what they've done to this family is absolutely disgusting on all levels.
Since I first covered this video, that there had been 20 calls to the McCrae home for possible domestic disputes. So I feel like bringing all of this up could possibly be her realizing that they could be looked into. And it's almost as though she's trying to find an excuse for it all. But that's just my opinion. She still hasn't shown any type of tears or emotion at this point, and she's acting very confused and almost out of it, and answering questions very slowly. She's fidgeting and moving.
So she's going to tell you what she saw in the body cam footage and tell you how it's not normal, because again, she's a true crime creator. So she knows everything about how this is and what shock looks like, right? This is shock. You find your significant other, your spouse, your husband, the father of your child, children hanging, and you go into shock. And then you have a true crime creator that has no moral, no values, no integrity whatsoever, that's going to break apart every little thing you do because of a fucking video, right? A 911 call in a video, body cam footage, right? You can interpret it so many different ways, but I would love to see what you would act like in that situation. I would love to see it, because God forbid that anything ever happens to your family. God forbid they ever do this to you.
Moving around, swatting flies, and what seems like maybe fixing and adjusting her pants or shoes or whatever she's bending over to mess with. She's also very rarely, if ever, making eye contact with the officer interviewing her. And now, lastly, she's describing that she believes this change in her husband could be some kind of black magic that a doctor that she didn't care for had put on him. The officer doesn't even seem to respond to this comment of black magic because it just seems so insanely out there.
When was the last time he got treatment?
Sorry, again, she goes back to the body cam footage, so I'm going to fast forward again. Sorry, y'all. I know this is a lot.
Officer who was trying to console her
and tell her that they were doing everything that they could for her husband, Vaughn. Now, I understand maybe she's texting her mom or dad, like we saw earlier in the video, but I can't imagine hearing about someone I love and not asking more questions. Like,
she was texting her mom and her children. She was texting her mom. Her mom was actually getting in the vehicle on the way. That's outlined in the actual police report. Again, these are facts that are easy for a creator to get a hold of. They're easy for a creator to tell their audience, look, like, she's in shock. I don't know how I would respond. She did make a comment about black magic because there had been a lot of stuff that had gone on, but there's also a lot of information that goes behind that. So if you want to give that, you better give context to what she's talking about. This is just, yes, this is 10 to Life. This is 10 to Life that just put out this video not long ago. Today, in fact.
Is he okay? Or what are they doing to him? I just can't seem to get past the fact that she looks more bothered and confused by how she's answering these questions and what she is saying, more than the fact of not knowing whether or not her husband is even alive at this point. Now, this next clip has already been extremely controversial because the first responder walks up to Dre and to the officer who is asking her questions and alerts them to the fact that Vaughn still does have a pulse.
Again, I'm fast forwarding it because, yes, she about fell over when they told her that he still had a pulse. I'm so sick. Yes.
That her husband is still alive? Or is it because she's worried that everything she's saying could be disputed if Vaughn is alive and well enough to fight back on all these claims that she's making against him? Then she begins talking about their argument the previous day, and once again brings up his complete personality change. Something that a lot of people are pointing out is her continuous usage of past tense when talking about Vaughn, even though the first responders just confirmed that he still has a pulse and is still alive. She also seems to be defending herself a bit, referring to her previous lives that she has.
Meanwhile, I'm going to remind you one more time here. And again, I'm stopping it because of fair use and stupid creators that like to strike when you call them out on their bullshit. I don't give a fuck. Again, here we are. But this is all painting a narrative that this was a true crime case, that there was a crime committed, that there was some sort of big case here to begin with. There wasn't. This is not a true crime case. This is a tragedy, an absolute freaking tragedy. Again, you can have your own personal thoughts on Dre. You absolutely can. You can have them on the lifestyle, the diet, all of this stuff, but get your fucking facts straight.
Is posted of them in these arguments. The way she explains it is that, basically, to my understanding, that she was very confused and feared for her and her kids' safety, so she recorded it as proof. However, she was never asked about those live videos, and I'm sure the officers at the time honestly had probably no idea what she was even talking about. So is this her guilty conscience coming through trying to get ahead of things, or is it just her genuine thoughts at that moment?
You guys were arguing over.
I know he's not. She even began talking about their diet and clean eating and how she was doing this diet to heal him. Once again, could this just be a guilty conscience? It's like she's asked one question and then goes off on a complete tangent with other pieces of information that were never even asked about to begin with. She told the officers that their argument the day before wasn't resolved, but kind of brushed it off and said that it was because of him sleeping throughout most of the day. Now, this next part is very interesting to me because she begins to word vomit about that herb kratom, whatever, however.
No, nobody cares about a planned interview with your buddies EKC and Vada, but you can go away now. Thank you. Please cancel your membership because I do have screenshots of proof with where you align with, and you are the one that was trying to say that I started a Cash App for the lady from Ashley Furniture. So, yeah, goodbye. There's another one that can go. Sorry. We're getting rid of, I told y'all I'm fucking done. I hope you get, there's somehow, I'm sure as soon as I cancel you or block you, go complain to YouTube. I don't know how to send them back, but I'll ask somebody. You can go bye-bye. There you go. Bye-bye. Thank you very much. Don't give a fuck because that's been a whole lot of misinformation from that one too. Okay, carrying on. Y'all, sorry. And if you want to know what I'm talking about, KCG was in EKC's comments saying that I started a Cash App for the lady of Ashley Furniture, and that wasn't factual. And I don't take lying. You lie on my name, you got one chance. Good the fucking bye. Once I get proof, I'm done. She can get her $1.99 somewhere else.
However you say it. It's the herb that I talked about earlier that had its very similar properties to opioids and can cause very bad side effects and health issues. Interestingly enough, she admits to the officers that it does have similar properties to opioids and even admits that she believes it could have been the cause for the drastic personality change that she keeps talking about seeing in Vaughn.
One of the natural things that we take is kratom, and it's used for it's similar to, it affects the same pain receptors in your brain that opioids do, but it's not an opioid.
Nanya, cover your eyes, please, or look away from your screen for a minute. Anybody that has not seen any of this body camera footage, I'm just going to flash my screen fast enough for you to see exactly where she got this footage from, okay? Because she fucked up and left it in here. So I'm going to show you guys this, but anybody that hasn't seen, it's a still photo. I'm not going to play it, anything like that, but I want you to see where Annie is getting her information. Okay, ready? There you go. Just making sure we all are knowing for sure where this information came from. She didn't do any of her own research herself. Oh, Molly, old dear here. Do, 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 do. Shocker, huh? And that's the picture she left in here. Just letting you know. Okay, back to full screen. But I just wanted to show you guys that because I think people have a right to know the facts, right? They don't seem to want you to know them, but we sure do. So give me 1 second. Let me get back to where she's not using the body cam. Okay, let me meet you again. Again, I'm not showing you guys the full words, everything like that, but I just want you guys to know what's happening here.
Addicted to this herb. Even though, let's not forget, all of the live clips of her pushing him to continue taking more and more and more. The footage continues with Dre using talk to text, responding to her kids calmly about what they can eat and about how they don't have to stay in their rooms. And at one point, even tells the officer when she was asked a question, "Hold on, I need to get more people to pray for him right now." She still isn't asking those basic questions, though, of where's my husband? Are there any updates about my husband? Or even if she could just go see him and be with him. She describes how she found him in the shed as well as what she saw, and then does eventually ask if she should go to the hospital.
Again, this is all. You see where she's getting her information. She's repeating a bunch of shit. Yes, yeah. She just showed on her screen she was using Molly's footage. Yeah. Oh, she had an issue with Katie too. Imagine that. Of course.
You found him. How was he?
Den. And to me, this video footage says everything that I need to know about Dre. It's a dirty shed with old boxes and cords and looks like a basic, stereotypical shed that your dad keeps his tools in from 10 years ago. When I heard the word den, I imagined maybe a type of man cave or a garage situation.
All right, I might show this little piece right here. Again, please look away. It's going to be a still. I have it paused, but I want you to see the inside of the shed because what she's trying to make her audience believe is that he was sleeping in this shed before. Again, she's calling it a den, which the den is a totally different room inside the house. This is the actual shed. I just want to show you the still of this so you can see for yourself. It's a still. Again, please look away. This is the actual shed. Okay. Nobody was sleeping in there. Nobody was sleeping in there. Now I'm going to continue on.
With maybe a couch, a mini TV, possibly a fridge. But this was far from livable and wasn't even something that I would want to sit in personally for 10 minutes. Call me bougie. I'm not. I can get down and camp and do all those things like the rest of them. But this is not a livable place to sleep, even if you're trying to escape, the house. There could have easily been a hotel room provided, yet Dre was holding the funds. Yet, despite the living conditions, Vaughn stayed there after their argument because Dre had refused to give him that money. Let's not forget that.
Just so you know, she made sure to include the clip of where the police officer is holding up the rope. Just so you guys know.
This was also late May in Arizona as well, so it was probably already insanely hot out there. There's not even a chair or a pillow or a blanket that he could have slept on the night before. We see the officer handling the rope with gloves on, and he eventually takes the rope to the back of the cop car and just throws it into a brown paper bag. So you better hope that they never need that rope in the future as any kind of useful evidence, because he just tosses it in there. Dre then comes back outside in a different outfit, getting ready to go to the hospital, I presume. And the officer asks Dre what she cut Vaughn down with and where exactly he was when she cut him down.
Again, back to the body camera footage. He was not sleeping in there. That is not how it went. He was not sleeping in there. He was not sleeping in the shed. He was not sleeping in the shed. Okay. That is not the case. And then she goes back to the body camera. Hold on. This fucking bullshit. This is just absolutely.
knife she used to cut him down and doesn't
ask where it is or where it's from, where she got it from, and as far as I can tell, never finds the knife or puts it into their makeshift evidence bag. Like I mentioned earlier, once Vaughn was taken to the hospital, he was still alive, but he was put on a ventilator and in a coma, pronounced to be in a vegetative state. Now, as if Dre's lives didn't earn her enough controversy before, she continued to post lives and TikTok videos from the hospital. And some of these videos are absolutely heartbreaking.
I am going to play the audio on this one. And the reason why I'm playing the audio on this one is because conveniently, I want you to hear who Dre called. Okay? I want you to hear the voice on the end of the phone. Yeah, 10 to life. Fuck this all up.
Jehovah, Heavenly Father, we come before you as to ask for God to be.
So again, it's being put out there that there's a narrative that, the kids were cut off. She was doing all of this. That's that's their child. As he's there, as she's holding the phone and they're praying over Marvon. I'm fast forwarding it again.
few months, Vaughn was actually
released to go home under Dre's supervision and care. This is Amen. She posted multiple update lives and explains herself a bit in them as well. Another huge update in the case was that after a few months, Vaughn was actually released to go home under Dre's supervision and care.
Molly just confirmed the other day that Vaughn was still in the same place that he was in when Letitia was able to see him back in July. And this dumb hoe just said that he was sent home in Dre's care. Saucy, that's how I feel right now. I feel that I feel that with all me. Okay, let's continue on. Jones, and that's what I've heard a lot actually. I don't know much from her, but it pisses me off because she had every chance to get this right. Super easy to get it right. She's followed my Facebook page, or not followed my Facebook page, but she commented on my Facebook page right in the beginning and corrected a statement about her donating to the family. So she knew that there was all this stuff going on, and this is what she decided to put out here.
This is extremely concerning for a lot of reasons. The first being the obvious fact that when he was in healthier conditions and able to survive on his own, Dre was extremely controlling towards him, like we mentioned earlier, about who he could talk to, who he could see, about his family, about the money, all of these things. So after his accident, she also didn't update his family or even tell them what had happened to him. They had to learn through those police reports. She also has said openly on many live streams that she has refused medical suggestions, which obviously makes me a bit nervous if she's going to now be taking care of him on her own and giving him God only knows what herbs and teas and personal.
Chronicles, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm sorry, y'all. I know this is, I know a lot of you creators are having a real hard time because you guys know the truth, and it's incredible to watch somebody just lie to this extent for no reason. What the fuck's the reason here? What's the reason?
Choice medication. Now, Vaughn's relationship with his family has always been a little bit rocky, but that was never made any easier by Dre. Vaughn's parents are no longer together and his father has remarried. Vaughn's mother was only 14 years old when she got pregnant with her first child and 16 when she had her second child. She was a very young mother, and that was very challenging on her. So Vaughn moved in with his grandparents, who ended up gaining full custody of him and adopting him. His parents owned up to their mistakes, though, and they began having a better relationship with Vaughn into adulthood.
Really? Really? That's why they just reconnected? That's why they were just working on their relationship, but they reconnected into his adult life, right? That's why they had never met their grandson, right? 7 years old, never met him, never made an effort to meet him, never nothing. That's why when Vaughn was there, Wynette met him one time. Marvon Sr., his biological father that you say he had this great relationship with, has only met his grandson one time. One time. Didn't even realize that his nickname was what it was when he was asked about his grandson and they used his nickname. He didn't even know who they were referencing because that's how close of a relationship they had. But continue on to enlighten us on this relationship that they have. I wonder how much you've given that family. Good question.
But Dre made sure to make that challenging on him. Once the police reports were made public and his family was made aware of his attempt, Vaughn's mother started.
His biological mother, Letitia Bias, was the one who released the police reports to the public. Again, you can go watch how Marvon felt about his stepdad out of his own words. And I'm sure you can understand exactly why he wasn't so keen. But again, don't take my word for it. Go listen to the actual facts coming from Marvon's mouth. Marvon deserves dignity, and this isn't it.
Started a GoFundMe to raise money for her to travel from Georgia to see Vaughn in Arizona. His father and stepmother were able to drive to visit him, but when they arrived, Dre allegedly didn't want them in his room because she believed that their negativity would get in his room and prevent him from recovering properly. They were finally able to visit him, though, after a few weeks of being in the hospital. Once Vaughn was released.
Again, that's not true. That's not true at all. Jones, and thank you. You didn't need to do that. That's not true. That's not true. His... I have nothing to say about these pieces of shit at this point, besides what a piece of shit. So just so you guys are aware, how that actually happened was Marvon Sr., who is, again, the biological father, him and Letitia were never married. They were never together. They were really young, put Marvon up for adoption. Marvon Sr. and him had reconnected. He traveled to Arizona around the 18th of June. They found out around the 13th, 11th to the 13th. I don't remember the actual date that Marvon Sr. found out. Letitia was like the 11th or the 12th, late night, the 11th, I think. But he found out around the 13th. By the 18th of June, Marvon Sr., who is in a pre-release program, and the only reason why I'm telling you that is because he had to make arrangements above and beyond. He had to figure out how to financially be able to afford to travel from Georgia to Arizona. He had to get permission from the probation, parole, whatever, because he's in an inpatient facility. He had to arrange all of those things, and he was able to do that. They drove. He was put up in the VA lodging so he could see Marvon. Again, just so we are all clear on this, one thing that people continue to keep getting wrong, and I'm going to say this right now. They had the right to visit him at any and all medical facilities due to state and federal law mandates. What blocked them was their online bad behavior, causing them to lose the privilege and right. This is consistent with the final police report and very relevant to the dangers of going real life. They put his information out there. Marvon Sr. was allowed to visit him when he was in the VA. Social media didn't even get word of all of this situation until after he was already being allowed to visit him. Dre put it out there when she was shocked and didn't know who they were. She thought Wynette was Letitia. She says so. She had no idea what was going on and she was caught off guard. She then texted Wynette and apologized to Wynette for her behavior. Guess who didn't return the apology? Wynette. Dre reached out to them when they were still there in Arizona visiting, and they did not pick up the phone or return her messages at all. Thank you, KB, so much. Thank you. Thank you, guys. They didn't return that call. They didn't want that call. She apologized. They were allowed to visit him, and then they went home. There was nobody denying Letitia, except Letitia's bad behavior of continuing to put her own son's family and his wife in constant danger. People were outside their house, taking videotapes, following them around, showing up at the facility. They bragged about 6,700 CPS calls to CPS. They had a CPS worker join the Facebook hate group that they made on Dre to expose Dre. A CPS worker, the actual CPS worker that worked for that organization, joined the Facebook group. Okay.
At least, though, she went back to being completely controlling and would not allow them to see their son.
By the way, there is no information whatsoever that he was ever released to go home. That is not factual information that was ran with all over the place. There has been no evidence, no nothing to back that up whatsoever that ever took place. That is not. Thank you, Tina, so much.
Now, at the time that this was all happening, it was around November, and rumors were circulating the media that Vaughn had passed. His alleged passing.
By the way, I would love to see this media that these rumors were circulating around, because SNBC 13, are you one that uses them as factual evidence too? Because last I checked, they're definitely not factual evidence. So again, where's this media that was swirling this around? If you're calling Molly and Justin and the death hoax, is that your media? Because this sure as fuck isn't media. Annie, did you know that they declined actual media interviews? That a local reporter named Samantha Bird from Arizona interviewed Marvon Sr. and she tried to interview Letitia, but Letitia refused. An actual, legit media, credentialed media, local to the area. And you know what? She couldn't continue with the story. You know why? Because it was all social media speculation and not factual. That's why. Isn't that fucking shitty? And here you are calling these people media.
Was all over TikTok, all over news articles, but there was no confirmation. And Dre had gone completely dark on social media. So true crime sleuths began searching the internet and found that there was no documented obituary or any actual proof that.
True crime sleuths? True crime sleuths. You mean a bunch of busy exploiters? Misinformation cronies that exploit the hell out of people's tragedies? That's what you're called, because you sure as hell aren't no true crime sleuth. Because if this is the type of research that you do, if this is the research that you're able to do, then you have no business touching any freaking cases that anything with facts, because this is a crock of shit.
That Vaughn had in fact passed. Worst of all was that his family had no idea what to believe. Dre wasn't responding to any of their calls or their text messages, apparently. They had no idea whether their.
Apparently that's a lie too, because Dre actually responded to Wynette after Wynette called her for another show. But wait, they visited in June. Wynette didn't decide to return a phone call to her after Dre apologized to her until the end of August 29th to be exact. But then Dre didn't pick up the phone and talk to her then. She texted her. Oh, wait, Molly read all those text messages out to everybody. So I guess, again, you're lying, because there was communication. There was communication before Letitia brought it to social media. You want to see all those? Go over to Facebook. They're all out there.
Son was dead or alive, which I just cannot imagine, no matter what kind of relationship it is or how much I like or dislike anyone, letting them be completely in the dark about whether their loved one is dead or alive. I cannot imagine not sending a simple text message, at the very least, saying, hey, I just wanted to let you know all of those rumors out there right now are a complete hoax. He is still alive. But it was nothing. Radio silence. For this case to be so talked about in the public, there's honestly not a lot of credible information. As far as I can tell, we still
Again, I'm going to apologize because I know my mouth is ran on this one, but I can't anymore. Like, I am exhausted from this shit. I am exhausted. I cannot imagine how Dre feels. Or the people that love her. Like, this upsets me to this point. And again, I have no contact with them, but this is a tragedy that they have turned into social media content filled with misinformation. She is saying that there's not factual, credible evidence out there, but she just told you all these lies. She could have told you the facts of what is out here, but instead she picked the lies to tell you.
do not know if Vaughn is with us or if he has in fact passed. Every video
And just so you guys know, there is no factual evidence behind anything that says that Marvaughn has passed away. No factual evidence whatsoever. She has nothing to lead her to say that he has passed away. She should have said there is no factual evidence that backs up that the man has passed away. There is not a single bit of proof. Yeah, it's not a true crime case to begin with. Exactly.
I can find on YouTube and TikTok has comments saying he's passed, and others are saying it's just a hoax. And we have no idea. Like I mentioned, nobody has been able to find solid proof, as far as I'm aware of, or has been able to find a death certificate or a verifiable obituary. So that leads me to believe that he has not truly passed. For someone that shared her entire life, though, on social media, and even took to social media after the accident to basically say that the people hating on her just makes her more money and thank you, keep doing it, she sure is keeping awfully quiet now.
Like, why would I?
What in the hell is this? So anybody that decides an attempted suicide, this is acceptable behavior by true crime community. This is okay. So because they can't find a death certificate, all these other things. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for those of you that like this chick. This is the facts of what it is. And she did everybody a disservice. And guess what? Do you think she'll correct it? Hell no.
Why would I make certain decisions for no reason? You know, it's like, oh no, there's reasons, boo. And everybody about to find out exactly why, you know? But the fact that, you know, and I know there's people here that are, but I don't care. Like, thank you. They're paying, like, when I tell you they're paying my bills, they really literally are. So I don't mind.
Think about the context she says that into. They completely took her business and she had to pull back. So of course, she had to have some sort of income coming in to support her family. Again, what do you expect her to say? Like, I don't know what they expect, but again, she clipped this just to fit that.
You know, anything that I've ever said here behind closed doors, I am 100% aware that it can be public. But I've said that before. I've said that many times. So just, you know, whatever.
And she did. She did. That's Dre's voice. Yes. She clipped a clip of Dre. That is Dre talking. And she knew. She knew. And that's why, what was she supposed to do? Her coming out here and defending herself time and time again would have not done anything differently. I mean, look what they did without her defending herself. Look what they did with her not talking.
Whatever. I feel like it's just going to make people want to join even more. You know, before I used to have like over 500 supporters, and now I have 1,200. And I get $7 per supporter. So you do the math. Why would I be mad at that? Thank you. This is a lot. You know, this is not my hometown. There's a lot of bills that we're incurring. And on top of that, I'm going to have to start paying out of pocket things, you know? And Vaughn, like, that's $60 for every 2 days of feeding. That's a lot. $60. Let's add that up.
She's not lying though either. She's not lying, just so you guys know. Like, you guys, again, you can dislike her, whatever, but she's not lying. Having somebody that's in the hospital away from home, having 3 kids to provide for, animals to provide for, her income, she, all of it. Like, you can hate on her all she wants, but look at how much all of these people have profited off of Marvon.
60 times 15. So I'm paying $900 just for Vaughn to have food, you know?
Before Dre went completely dark on social media, she was on her live streams talking badly about Vaughn's family, claiming that if she ever told the truth, it would make them look bad, not her. And we're seeing those similarities to the body cam footage, where, according to her, nothing is her fault. It's Vaughn who is the narcissistic one who has domestic issues. It's Vaughn who is the one responsible for taking this herb in, huge amounts. It's Vaughn's family who would look bad. It's funny how she is never in the wrong or the cause of anything.
So you want to talk about what Vaughn's family has done in this situation? I mean, we've been talking about it the whole time, but how about you ask Vaughn's family where all the funds went that were raised for this family? According to your source, we just saw your source of the body cam footage. You can't deny that it is, because Molly's smiling face while she was showing it was right there, laughing and having a great old time. So I'm sure you got your knickers off too with that. But the crazy part about this is that is all been a setup of lies over and over and over again. They said that there was a court order. Did you research and see if there was a court order and that's how she was able to see her son? They told you that there was a court order, and then out of her own mouth, she says, oh no, we had an agreement. So where did the funds go? Where did all this money go that was raised for the biological family who has nothing to do with him?
Especially given all of the videos we have seen that, in my opinion, indicate otherwise. It just feels kind of narcissistic to me. Not to mention, she speaks of wanting to show respect for his family and just wants to get along for Vaughn's sake, but won't even give them the decency of knowing if their child is alive.
Interesting how she actually was communicating with them. Communicating with the family members, apologize to the family members. They opted to not return that message. The message that they were trying to make things better. And she wanted the social media stuff to calm down because it was putting her family at a safety risk. You can read the text messages. Yeah, there is no attorney. Which one? The first, the second, the one that they said that they drew up the paperwork that just sat there on the desk? Or is it the attorney that filed this ghost paperwork that Molly claims that there is? Or is it the second one? Or is it which one? I don't know. Which story do we want to pick that they're going with today?
The reason why I haven't spoke out is that they're going to look really, really bad. And why would I want that? That's my husband's family members. I don't give a damn about them. But I give a damn about my husband. And so I have respect for their bond and relationship. Well, there really is no bond, but that's the egg donor and that's my husband. So I have a certain amount of respect for them because that's my husband's biological mother and all of that stuff. So, but I prayed about it, and I do feel like now's the time to tell my side. And I know that eventually, which when my husband wakes up, I'm not telling him nothing. What? I see from them, they're saying, oh, as soon as he wakes up, he's going to know the truth. Why? The mother suck. Would you bring drama to a man who was just in a coma? Like, why would you do that? That's not showing love to him. You let him rest, you let him heal, you let him do his own thing. And then eventually down the line, whenever it's important and relevant to bring it up, then you do it. But no, they don't think about the...
if you've ever had somebody in the hospital in a coma, any of that, like, it is so important to protect the peace and the energy around those people. I don't care. When my father-in-law was in a coma, you could tell, like, the energy when we were sad, he would have a bad day. Like, there's a whole there's a whole piece of that that some people believe in and some people don't. But it's true. Like, you try not to bring the chaos around these people, and that's her right. This is her husband. I don't understand.
Betterment of Vaughn. They never have. Just like Vaughn's mom never has. Like, never. Never.
Dre's oldest two daughters' father filed for a motion for custody of them.
She shows pictures of Dre and her kids unblurred. I didn't even get this far before. She's got pictures of Dre and the girls that are unblurred. And again, I'm skipping through the child stuff because that's none of our business. That's their private matter, which they are working out. CPS, all the. Just so you guys know, too, Dre and the girls' dad and the stepmom had a decent relationship. Dre had talked to them, had spoke on her being in communication with them and updating them. It was social media that contacted them, took it upon themselves, and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed all of this shit. You saw the creators fighting over who was going to talk to him and putting his information out and doxing his job and all of that shit. That was social media that did that. Again, I don't do the kid stuff. I'm going to skip through it.
Situation potentially. It could for anybody. A lot of people have speculated many things about Dre, even throwing around the idea that maybe she could have Munchausen syndrome by proxy. And that syndrome is when you.
Are you fucking kidding me right now? This is why I didn't get to the end of this. Do you know how many fucking comments on Molly's page started that shit for the longest time? You know how anytime somebody's pissed at you and you have medical stuff or your family's dealing with medical stuff, that's the first fucking thing?
Actively make those close to you, whether it's a spouse, a child, a family member, ill by giving them medications because you like the attention that you receive. And the attention you receive is being a martyr and the caretaker and the sympathy you get for that. So many people are throwing out that idea that she may suffer from that. So all I can say with that is that I truly hope she has stopped giving her kids all of those herbs and those teas, especially because they possibly what caused Vaughn's seizures this entire time, especially since we saw in the body cam footage that she herself even began to question if that was the cause. There also are a lot of controversial opinions about Vaughn's family. And
Yep. I'm reading. Yeah. Oh, yes. Okay, we've got 6 more minutes to get through. We can do it. We can do it, right?
And I just want to mention that. I don't know what the truth or, the falsehoods are in that. Some people believe the GoFundMe was set up as a scam and that the parents are opportunists and they saw an easy way to get money from the public, while others say, no, they truly needed transportation and help getting to try to see their son. They also needed funds to start filing court orders against Dre to get power of attorney and things like that. But again, with so little information out there that has been proven to be factual, it's hard to determine what is truth and what's not. As I mentioned in the beginning of this video,
So she's telling you there's not facts to back up any of the shit that she said. Actually, again, she could have picked out facts and told you facts of what's actually happened, but she's going to pick out lies. She's picking out lies to tell you throughout this whole fucking thing. Yeah. Maria, I feel the same way.
I did a deep dive in, I think it was 1 or 2 videos, a quick watch, but a deep dive into all of the social media history, all of those live stream videos, some of the weird stuff that took place in them, some really uncomfortable stuff, if I'm being honest as well. So if you want to revert back to those, just to get a full comprehensive overview of this case, I will link them in the description. I also will create a playlist because that might be easier to find them. But I highly encourage you to check them out because it really will give you a full overview of not only this case, but this family. I truly believe having all that information will help you determine what your thoughts are on this case once you see all the information and the videos laid out, because anybody can say anything. Anybody can speak truth, speak facts, speak falsehoods, rumors, gossip. But what isn't fake is those videos that Dre published herself. And I have a lot of those videos in those earlier videos, and those speak volumes, in my opinion. So, like I said, we still don't know if Vaughn is alive or not. And if you have seen any credible information, please let me know in the comments below. If there's any details I missed in this video that you have heard that is credible and factual, please let me know below. But right now, it just feels like a guessing game. It feels like Dre, who was once so active on social media, putting her life out there, putting the acts.
No case. No case whatsoever. There's no case. None. No information. No nothing. But she still did a video, and she's going to link her other bullshit videos too that are full of shit. Okay.
Out there taking videos from the hospital bed where she was spitting saliva into Vaughn's mouth at one point, thinking it would heal him or something. She was so active, had nothing to hide, but now has gone dark. Not sharing anything, keeping her kids homeschooled allegedly, not sharing with Vaughn's family if he's alive, if he's well, if he's on the road to recovery. We know that he was in a coma.
So now she's keeping her kids homeschooled. Gotcha. Yeah. She wasn't doing that before. Okay.
And a vegetative state. So if he was released to her custody, is he in a bed?
And she's keeping him in a vegetative state.
With hospice care, what's going on? Nobody knows. So if you know something, let me know in the comments below. But again, please, not so much speculation, rumor, but anything that you have where, it can be backed up through factual evidence. I'm going to keep you guys updated on this case because it is a very fascinating one. And it's been quiet for several months here until this body cam footage was released, which I really want to know what your thoughts are. If you've been following this case, do you still believe that Dre has some sort of underlying involvement in what happened to Vaughn? Not that she staged any sort of, attempts or anything like that, but possibly contributed to his mental state, given the herbs and all of those things that she was forcefully giving her family.
Forcefully giving her family. Forcefully. Annie can go fuck herself.
Allegedly. Or do you think that this was a completely isolated incident, Vaughn's own doing? She had nothing to do with it. She's a victim in this, and she's under the radar and going dark because she doesn't want to be in the public eye because of all the scrutiny that she's received. Which do you believe to be true and why? Let me know in the comments below, and I'm going to keep you guys updated as we learn more on this. So make sure that if you're not subscribed,
Yeah, fuck that. If you're not subscribed, don't subscribe now unless you like a bunch of crock of shit that doesn't do her fucking research and is a two-brain twit misinformation crony too, who is exploiting the hell out of a man's attempted suicide for profit when this was an attempted suicide. That's what it is. You didn't happen to read the police report and tell them that it was closed and go into all those details that are actually relevant, did you, Annie? And you're going to follow this case, huh? There's no fucking case. What case are you following? You going to follow the case of the fraud? Where did all the money go, Annie? Let's talk about that. You want to talk about it? Where'd your money go that you donated to the family for legal funds and travel? The Justice for Vaughn Fund. Let's talk about that. You obviously have a connection with the family. They're telling you what they want you to know. So why don't you ask them? Oh, and by the way, just so we're clear, KCG right there. Hold on. Let me go back so you can see the full thing. KCG right at the bottom. It says it's the setting up of the Cash App from Nonsense and Company to help this lady. I've never set up a Cash App for anybody, especially freaking the Ashley Furniture people. So you can take your little EKC sucking ass right back over there. There's the proof of that too. Just so we're clear. I don't say shit without proof to back it up. Anybody else want to go around? Because I'm in the funky mood to do it. Jessica, agree. But still, at the end of the day, that's her spouse. You know, like, again, those are lifestyle things, you know, and we're not going to agree with, you guys wouldn't agree with shit I do, you know, all of this stuff. Hold on. The light's going out here. I don't care. And that's the other thing. I don't care how many followers she has. This is a disservice. This is an utter and true disservice to this family, to any true crime case that your future going to cover, because you just showed yourself. You showed your complete ass here. You had not one factual thing of proof that you showed. Why didn't you show the police report? Why? Yeah, I don't care who likes her or not. I'm sorry for those of you that did like her, and this has changed your opinion. I gave her a shot. I was really hopeful that if she was going to come back around to this, that she would do it right, because the first two, she didn't have anything factual in them either, because she took videos and chopped and screwed them to fit this narrative that they've been telling you. And you can do that. I can do that with all of the videos. In fact, that's what I was starting to do, because I was using the content that was out there, and then come to find out, oh shit, it's all been chopped and screwed to fit a fucking narrative. And guess who started the narrative? His mom. Guess who came to social media asking for money? His mom. Guess who didn't have a part of his life? His biological mother. There's no excuse for this. Absolutely no excuse for this type of behavior. I don't care how many followers you have, whether you have 2 followers, whether you have 1 million. I don't give a shit. And if this is how you have to get to those big numbers, so fucking be it. Please keep me here the rest of my life. I'll stay right here on my island with my people. Okay? Because I will never be one of those people who sits there and lies straight to your face to make a story, to make content on YouTube when it's not even a case to begin with. You're a true crime creator, right? Then why the fuck are you messing with people's suicide attempts? Why? And I hope to God that you never have to be in those shoes, because you don't even have as big a following as she does either. You still don't. But you know what's crazy is, again, it goes back down to people are so concerned about the numbers and the clicks and the views and the sub count. Who gives a shit about all that? What happened to integrity? What happened to morals? What happened to, I don't like her, but I can see the facts of the story? What happened to that? What happened to being an adult? Leave us alone on our island over here. We're good. Our island's getting smaller and smaller with my bullshit, because I'm so sick of this. I'm so sick of these people. Yeah, so many. East Coast Beauty. Nope, and I absolutely fucking won't. Don't have any. I am not about to go and try to correct people. I have been here. Again, she's known about my Facebook page. She came over there and commented months ago. She knows that this exists. She knows that it's all there. And it's not my duty to go and provide her the correct and accurate information. She is a true crime creator, right? With a big ass team. She has the availability as everybody else does. I am not hand-holding a single fucking person again. Not doing it. Not doing it for Erica, not doing it for anybody. If you have a question, I've put shit out here for months. And sorry, East Coast, I'm not talking about you. This is just to everybody. I am not about to handhold you and or walk you to find the facts. If I can do it myself, you're sure as hell can do it. Especially when you have big ass teams and you're actually a YouTube creator, right? Yeah. Nope, not my job. I'll just call them out on their fucking bullshit, because and here again, I'm going to tell you right now, she was fine in my book, just like Elle. She was fine in my book until she fucked up again, did it again with no information. Here's the third time. Fuck you. Nope. Sorry, no going back. I will never, ever. In fact, I don't know if I'm subscribed to her or not, to be honest. I don't think I am, but let me look. If I am, that'll be a definite fuck that. Nope, I'm not to begin with. Are her comments correcting her? Probably not. She'll probably delete all of the comments that correct her too. I don't know if she's one of those. This is 3 hours ago and it's got 38,000 views. 38,000 views. 38,000 more people learning lies. Yep, that's what we're up against. How do we do it? My Facebook page is Nonsense on the Web 2.0. It's linked in the description. Yeah, 3 hours ago, and it's got 38,000 views. 38,000 views. Oh, the lights all went out. Here, hold on. Let me go turn a light on. Sorry. Y'all know me in my YouTube studio in my bedroom here. Yes. Yeah, that's what she did. Yeah, so now there's 38,000 people that we get to, and that's in the first 3 hours. So now there's 38,000 people out here running around with more misinformation. What do you do? What do we do at this point? What do we do? Where do you go from here? All because we're telling the facts. And by the way, Molly, you can shut the fuck up about me coming at Walter. Walnut has enough to worry about with other people besides me coming after him, okay? So stop telling people that I'm coming after your husband, because I don't want your husband. I'm not coming after your husband. You brought Walter to the table and sat him down. So that's it. Stop with that nonsense today of your little shit that you tried this morning, though. It was so fucking pathetic. And we'll get into that tomorrow. Yeah, don't give her anything. Don't even give her a review if you are against the misinformation. Please don't. Yeah, how do we deal with it? How do we deal with this? What do we do? Leave comments asking her to correct it? Oh, yeah, Contonio. I will take Contonio any day of the week over that. It's got 1,000 comments on it. 1,000 comments on it of people just. Oh, and here's her little thing. Despite investigators clearing Dre, the public is divided and still wonders if Dre McCrae, she didn't even spell her name right, had something to do with her husband Vaughn's horrible health conditions and his attempt on his own life. What do you believe? I believe that you're full of shit and that you didn't do any. This man deserves dignity. Carol, I am so tempted, to be honest. Like, I'll be honest. I'll be honest. I'm tapped. Yeah, Brittany, right? Yeah, no, she thinks I'm coming for him in like a fashion of like, whatever. Walter's not on my playbook besides just a co-signer of bullshit. Like, I don't know why she keeps saying that. Sheila, it doesn't do any good. And I also don't want people to go give her a review and be like, oh, Nonsense called her out. Let's go give her a review. And her views jump, 4,000 up. Like, it'll get to the right people, people that actually care. But that's the hard part. Yeah, exactly. It's to wear everybody down, but it's hard because I have a heart, right? So it wears on me because this is a family that they're continuing to do this to. These kids are going to have to see this body camera now that they've put this out here on the internet, and guaranteed they're not going to take it down. She used the girls as pictures in this video. They're pictures. Kick Rocks, I appreciate you. No, Bad Apple, you're okay. Hey, Anita. Yeah, I've heard that now. I've heard that. Yeah, we're not encouraging anybody to unsub. Of course, you guys are allowed to think what you want and believe what you want. I'm not trying to This isn't about her. This is about the misinformation again. I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't give a fuck how many subs you have. I don't give a shit about any of that shit. I don't care. YouTube not. This is complete misinformation that obviously she did no due diligence on and should be ashamed of herself. She should be embarrassed and mortified that she did this to Dre and her children. And to Marvon, if they care so much about what happened to Marvon, think about what they're putting out here. Marvon deserves dignity and Dre deserves peace. Yep. It sounds like she's been on that list for a long time from a lot of people, but people are afraid to talk about it because she's a big creator. Yeah, right? She used the kids as content. And I've made fuck ups, and I apologize for it. And God, to sit here and think like you have every opportunity to right your wrongs and this is what you people do. Like I'll never understand it because I'm not that person. So it's worthless for me to even say I don't get it because I never will. And I'm glad I won't. I'm glad I don't understand it. Yes, you guys, burnt toast tonight. 7 p.m. my time, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Please tune in. Burnt toast is amazing. Burnt toast is ethical. Burnt toast is one of the only ones that I can really sit and say that really gets this side of things when you're helping versus hurting to like when to pull back, when to push, when to, there's a lot of like navigating in this, but she sticks to the facts. And that's what I like about burnt toast. Burnt toast is very ethical and very factual based. She doesn't come out here and make shit up on people just to make content. She just tells you what it is. Right, Jessica? Agreed. Exactly, Lisa. Exactly. I don't give a shit about your numbers. Yeah. Yes. She does have a lot of good stuff about Bullhorn. That's a whole world I'm not really used to. She's on fire. Yeah. Yeah. 8 p.m. Central. Thank you. You notice I forget that one. Yeah, I know, y'all. I know. Today we were going to start out with, I have clips pulled. And I was going to walk you guys from like November to now and show you the buildup and the setup this week of Molly, Mallory, Justin, and Betty. Like I was going to, because I have a ton of clips that lead to this. And they talk about needing the next big event to, get clicks and views. They talk about how they're going to, make money and stuff like that. Like it's a lot. Burnt toast is great. Burnt toast is great. Yeah, a lot of people have very, very differing opinions on the glare over here. Some love him, some hate him. Some of them think, yeah, it's a toss. I don't know enough to know. He's always been nice to me, but I don't know enough. I don't have time to watch everybody's stuff. I just watched this because I was sent it a million times, and that's why. Yes, Sheila, right? All right, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm really sorry. I have to apologize that this stuff's getting to me. Like normally I'm pretty chill. I mean, I cuss like a sailor all the time, but the shit's eating at me. It's been a lot. Today was a lot to process. If you missed Hello Starlight's Live and you want to know about like the doxing and all of that stuff and how it's been historically happening, it's sickening to see because it's the exact same thing that happened back then that's happening again today, just different players involved. And some of the people that think that some of these players are not involved, they're still very involved and still a part of that, still a part of the distraction techniques. And people don't want to hear it. And they're like, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. Somebody actually said I was a conspiracy, or they thought I was a conspiracy theorist. And I have to laugh about this because I'm the furthest thing from a conspiracy theorist, like polar opposite. But this feels like one because it's so much, there's so many lies and there's so many twists and turns to the story, and it's an intentional setup. Like it's a well-oiled exploitation machine. It is a really well-oiled exploitation machine. And I'm really seeing that they exploit the fuck out of mental illness, suicide, and tragedies is their main things that they like to exploit. And that just, you guys know me in my heart, that is where it hits. But just so you guys know too, I am being very diligent, keeping my family safe. Like everything's good here. Yeah, Alex, I want to go back into that case. In fact, that is one of the topics that we are going to do is I'm going back into as soon as we can and get the time to do it. We're going to jump into the Jose part of it and what they did to him and how they exploited him and that part of things too, because that was just as bad. Like they exploited him for content and then they bought him new boots, sent him some money, all this stuff. I did self-care last week. I did many else. You guys, actually, I took a really good break this weekend. You'd be proud of me. I barely even talked to the Tessas. I disconnected. We went to Costco, had a day date, watched TV, hung out with my family, everything. But it's still like when you see this done to a family time and time again, it's hard not to start to understand that this is sick. This is fucking sick. These people are sick. If you can knowingly do this, it is sick. If you can knowingly come out here and put out misinformation for fucking content, you have bigger issues than we even realize. There are so many things. Do you guys realize how much content I could do? I could do a video explaining all my tattoos. I could do a video explaining Kyle's shop that's a mess. I could do content for days on the stupidest shit and it would be funny as hell. But we don't have time because we're constantly doing stuff like this. But these people who are just aching for content, it's because stuff like this doesn't make you money. Telling the truth doesn't make you money. So they've got to go on these sensationalizing, exploitive. Yeah, Alex, I'm really interested in that. Cash, yeah. Burnt Toast is on at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Jose is a really sad story. Bad Apple has been covering some of the other cases with Shanann Watts and stuff too. Go ahead, Anita. Gumby, can I come with you? Oh, Cash, you can ask about my tattoos. They don't mean anything. I was just being a smartass. This is just black and white. This one's a family thing. I've got some down my arm, back of my arm, my hip, my back. Exactly, Bad Apple. I will take it. I will take it. It's not about respect. It's about the truth. It's about the truth for me. And that every day I can sleep well at night. I can sleep well at night, knowing that I came out here and told the truth. Oh, Kyle said that he might do a Kyle's Cabana tier for you guys in my members group this summer. And I can film him washing the car because we have a whole fucking thing that we could tell you guys. But there was a chick that was she was married to one of his friends, supposed friends. And she was like, she told me one day, she's like, all he's good at is washing vehicles because she was mad at him. And I was like, hell yeah, he can wash a vehicle any day out there with throwing water on himself with a shirt off. Hell yeah. So he said that he could have a Kyle's Cabana tier and he could do partially nude car washes for you guys. Just joking. Well, not really. He's always in a shirt without a shirt, but I told you guys we have to end him on a funny note. I cannot send you out of here being sad. Yes, Molly's new stuckle. I said, who do you think is going to want to pay for that shit? And he goes, there's some old desperate lady that would want it. Yeah, exactly, right? I watch it. I'm okay with it. I get the same views you guys do. I'm good. I'll share. Oh, going on a cruise. The thing, I'm glad. Anybody else doing anything good this week? Can we talk about something good before we get out of here? I don't want to leave you guys all feeling like this because I know a lot of you guys are feeling down right now, pissed off, sad. Like we have been fighting this for months. And then to have somebody come out here and literally just piss all over your hard work, it's a lot to take in. And I'm not saying just all my work, because it's been a village. Like, this has been a village, and that's why everybody's feeling it, because it has been Nitro, it's nonsense on the web. DA. Hold on, I'll type it, I suppose. I probably didn't even spell it right. I can't look. Yeah. Working at the car wash. Thank you, Nanya. Ooh, Kathy P. Baby's gonna be 5. Ah. You guys are so goofy. Navy needs to do cameos. Yeah, go find me. I wish she would just take it down. I wish she would just be honest and take it down and say, I screwed up. There's no proof for most of this that I've been saying. He never, like, the main pieces of that, he never slept in the shed. That is not factual. That's not even the case. You can watch videos and see that the den is in the house. He was not without money. He did not ask for a hotel room and money the night before. That was not factual. The police report, again, details like the entire situation. There are so many things. This one is pink lemonade slushy. Yes. Yes, it is. Pink lemonade slush. Thank you, Alex, for being here. Yeah, it's a lot. Ooh, that's cool, Becca. That's really cool. Hey, Kay. Shopaholic, are you out running again? I need your energy. You're headed to Mexico. Oh, can I come in your suitcase, please? I need a vacation. I go on vacation all the time. I don't really, but Kyle and I we definitely make an effort for our relationship. Like, we do go away, just the two of us. We do go on date nights. Like, that's something that's very important to us. I love spending time. Oh, Costco yesterday was a bitch. Yes. Pirate. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. We could auction off motorcycle rides too. Yes. Burnt Toast is going to be dropping bombs tonight, I have a feeling. Heck yeah, we can all go. Can we just go to our island? Our island is feeling really heavy lately. It feels really heavy. Oh, and Anna, I love that. A lot of times, Tuesday night used to be like our date night, because it's $5 movie night here. All of the theaters, and there's some badass theaters here. All of them are like $5 movie night. Must be Kiki. Kiki hasn't been in. YouTube is heavy. Yes. Oh, Elizabeth, I hope you have a blast. Hey, Chicky Chick. We're just winding down. I'm just making sure everybody goes out of here in a decent mood. Thank you, GMFR. Lisa, I'm sure she always leaves her videos up, so hopefully you'll be able to catch it when you have time. Oh, it's Chloe. Yahtzee battle. There you go. Yes, Starry Night. It feels like it's hurricane season. And that's what they want us to feel. That's what they want us to feel. They want us to give up. They want us to back down. They want us to get in the place where we're going to give up fighting. They haven't met me. I will wear my emotions on my sleeve, tell you guys how I'm feeling, tell you guys that I'm at the point of tapping out, but then it's the renewed energy in me. I just have to be honest with you guys, tell you where I'm at, and continue on. That's all it is. It's just a process. I just wear my everything right out front. My life is too chaotic. I think that's what people don't understand too, is my life is too chaotic in general to not just, this is what it is. Kirks, I want to hear about your trip sometime. I want to hear all about it. I'm envious of that you got to go overseas. Thank you, Pirate. T, I'm sorry. I know. Nanya, you're failing. Maria, thank you. Yes, I try, Julie. That's something that's really important to me is you guys not leaving. Like, even if we have to talk for a little bit just to kind of wind everybody down and get everybody back on a even keel. We're not giving up. We're not giving up. We're not tapping out. Like, the game is just beginning. They've been playing chess, they think, the entire time. Meanwhile, it's on a Connect 4 board. It's time to hit the big leagues now. Molly, you might want to tell your husband, though, that he might want to look into a little bit more about the situation over Montana. You know, Montana girl here speaking. And I just have to laugh. I just have to laugh. She went on a rant today, and I was trying not to fall over fucking laughing. We'll get into that too. Y'all, please stop giving Mallory views. Mallory wants the views. They need this attention. And something's going on with the Ashley furniture situation too. She commented on my video. I haven't followed up yet to find out what's going on, but she said ex-employee. So I'm wondering if either she terminated or not, but I went to school in Billings. Yeah, I went to college in Billings. I didn't finish, but save Walter. No, thank you. Nope, he's on his own. He don't get floaties unless he gets the bunch that I poked holes in. I just think it's funny that they think they're going to intimidate me with Walter. Walter, you just did investigations, right? Like, you did fact-finding missions for the government. Oh, okay. Thank you. See, my chair is squeaky. I saw a chair at Costco. It's a lazy boy one that actually has a back to it. I might have to. Really? Just Natalie, you were raised in Billings? I was actually born in Williston, North Dakota. But then my mom's from Montana, and my oldest daughter's dad, his family's from Billings. So he went to school in Billings. So when she was young, we lived over there for a while. I've lived all over. Oh, shit. Anita, I'm going back up. Minot State. That's where I was born, was in Williston. Yeah, I was born in Williston. Mm-hmm. My whole dad side of the family is from like Watford City, Keene. A bunch of corn farmers up by Minot. Yep. Related to like the whole state of North Dakota, it feels like. I'm going back up, Anita. Maybe. Is it again? Can you watch my car with a helmet on and soap and do the jazz hands? I want a video. Okay. I'll get you a video of him in his helmet doing his jazz hands just for you. I'll get him to put it on. But I don't think the one he got the other day fits, so you might have to wait till well, he's got one hanging on the wall. Yeah, my dad was a dairy farmer for 30 plus years, south of Watford City. I went to school in Watford City. That's why these people aren't going to tell my story. Love Bozeman. Love Bozeman. Yeah, small world. I know. My dad's in Streeter now. That's where he's at, Shopaholic. See, I don't care about that's why, like, when they're like threatening to dox me, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'll tell you myself because I love my family. Oh, gotcha. Okay, thanks, Nanya. Thank you, Nanya. Nanya on the fly with all this proof for me. Wait, which one am I supposed to do? Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So before she was hitting like 1.5 on the views, 1.9 on the views, right? that's where she was topping out. She got 3.2 on that. So, and they had talked about needing the views. Shopaholic, you know where the Peace Gardens are? That used to be one of my favorite places. I lived in New Salem when I was a child. I lived in Wilton. Bismarck is one of my favorite places. I love Bismarck. I have a ton of family in Minnesota. Yeah, Wisconsin. I have a shit ton of family in Wisconsin. A lot. I agree with that. 100%. I think he is too. But I just don't know enough. All right. You guys done over here? We're just hanging out. There's 217 of us just hanging out. That's what always blows my mind is I know that a lot of you are just sitting here recording what I say and mocking me, but I don't really care. That's 217 people that are hearing the truth. Hey, Twinkles. Yes. Oh, I love the Peace Gardens too. That is one of my favorite places. It's so pretty. So pretty. I haven't been home in a long time. Well, it's been a few years. The last time I went home was for a family reunion. I have like, oh shit. So my aunt and uncle, actually they own a big school. I'll have to tell you, Shopaholic, I'll have to tell you all about it. My aunt and uncle are really, you might know their names. They're really big in that area. They've been around for years, and their family, my uncle's family has done a lot for the schools and stuff. She's got a doctorate, and I have a lot of very, very, very intelligent family members. Let's put it that way. But they're just my family. I just love them dearly. Really? Just Natalie, that's well, I'm not coming to Tucson, but we hopefully will be moving that direction in the next short period of time. That's where Kyle's family is in Arizona. That's why we go to Arizona. I don't go, everybody thinks I go to see Dre and stuff. I've never met Dre. I've never talked to Dre, nothing. Like my in-laws are in Arizona. Yeah, Shopaholic, I'd love to talk to you about stuff. In fact, a couple of my cousins just went back. One of them was a professor at Boston University. Then she went back and is working. I think she's the librarian now in one of the big schools out on the Indian reservation. And she's doing so good for that school. Like, I'm so proud of a lot of my family members. They do amazing things for their communities. Will I be driving my Sebring when you move? Yes, I have to go find it though. I don't even think I had that car for 6 months. Because it's winter. I had it when I was in Montana in my early 20s. And it was a convertible. Can you imagine that shit in the snow? I was dying. Oh, Gumby, really? Oh, AK that. It's beautiful in the summertime. In the winter, it sucks. Minnesota sucks. You couldn't get me. My dad keeps trying to get us to move back up there because the cost of living is way cheaper and you can buy a house for like 60 grand. But there's like 200 people in the entire town. And I'm probably related to all of them. Kyle actually worked, before Kyle and I were together, he worked on the rigs over there. Same area that I am from, but we didn't know each other. But he spent winters over there.
In a garage.
Yes, ASU.
In my truck.
ASU, that's where we're looking. In fact, we've been looking Chandler, Gilbert, that area. I'll have to tell you guys when we're closer. That's what we've been doing all weekend. Yeah, Lenore, you know how it is here. I was so pissed yesterday. It was snowing when we went to Costco, and then today it's been snowing on and off. Kyle, they're saying hi.
Hi. Sorry, I'm just like.
Kyle just comes running in.
Bob in the background.
He's just a fixture in the background. That's Kyle. Come say hi.
Huh. Hi.
He's hit the flat hair on the one side.
Better.
His hair is so thick.
Check my hands.
Walcott, really? You got to do the spirit fingers. You need your helmet on though. Mesa, yes. I love it down there. My girls loved it down there too. You want to shut that door?
Yeah, sorry.
Thank you. Yes, Jessica, I agree. I know he doesn't. He's not phased. All right, y'all. I'm gonna let you guys get out of here. I gotta go feed my shitlins so I can get them done. Bazinga. It's not my preference, anyways. Oh, thank you, Brenda. No, I don't take offense at all. You guys can talk shit. You guys can say he's hot. I know. Trust me. I know, girl. I know. That's why and what's funny is I'm not a jealous person at all either. So like you guys complimenting him, it makes me feel good because that's my man. That's my man. Like he picks to be here. And not only does he pick me, but he picks my kids. He raises the 3 girls and he doesn't have to, That's a lot. Not even my girls. One of them's mine, but he stepped in and stepped up, and he's a hell of a man. Oh, great. I'm sure it's wonderful. I'm like, oh, great. Billings is a shithole, actually. Oh, you want to know what's funny, too? I have family in Butte, which Butte we call the butthole of Montana. It's terrible. It's like the shithole. But one of my, actually, he's my great uncle. He's my mom's age. I think he's younger than my mom, but he's actually my great uncle. But he was a prison guard at the state pen for 25 years. I had friends that went to the state pen that knew my uncle, and they loved my uncle. I was like, this is great. Billings is not the same as it was 10 years ago. No, Billings, Watford City, Williston isn't the same as it was 10 years ago. My family's been there since before the boom. Back in the 50s boom. The same farm. It's still in my family's name. My cousin has it now. After my dad finished. I don't know the whole ins and outs of that, but it's so different. It's so different. The oil brings in a lot of chaos too. And a lot of the farmers would prefer it goes away. Nanya, really? I hope she corrects a lot. I really hope she does. If she does correct a lot, I will not take this down. But if she corrects it to where it's factual, I will redo it and point out the facts. Billings is huge now. Oh, Lenore. Yeah, Dickinson got bad too. I used to go to Dickinson all the time. I know a lot of people in Dickinson. Yes, they all know. They're all Midwesterners. You don't have to explain it to us, Nanya. They're all Midwesterners. They know. They get me. They understand me. Kirks, thank you so much. Thank you all. Okay, y'all. Hey, Jersey. Jersey always makes me happy when she pops in. I don't know what it is, but I just love Jersey's attitude about everything in life. Fuck it. Be who you are. Say what you got to say and just live life. I love Jersey always gives me that refreshing, my aunt has gone downhill. Yeah. I wouldn't. No. I'm the baby. It's so funny. I should bring my dad on here sometime for you guys to hear him talk. My dad is as Norwegian as you'll get with the Uftaneta Fita and stuff. My dad's a charmer, but my dad is extremely religious and does not cuss whatsoever. I don't cuss in front of my father at all. It's just a respect thing still, but the way he talks is hysterical because he is so Norwegian to the core. It's funny. Hey, Shelly. All right, y'all. I'm getting out of here now. I hope you guys all have a good night. Yes, revival. Yes, revival gets me. Revival. I need to catch up with people. I have really been bad. All right, y'all. Uftaneta Fita. Yeah, that's my history right there. Okay, see you guys tonight. Wait, what? Cinnamon rolls with chili? My dad eats butter on his pizza or used to before he had his heart attack, the third one. I don't know if he still does or not. Jeez, though. But that man can run faster than anybody I know. I'm weird. I'll cuss in front of my mom, but I don't. Bomb delight. That's what I'm hearing. I hope so. Sheila. It's just shitty. It's shitty. But like I said, if she corrects it the right way and with the facts, I'll do a retraction and call it out the way it is. But until there's facts out there, it'll stay as it is. I know, Nanya. And then he wonders why he has high cholesterol. Oh, you guys want to see my dad before we go? Do you guys want to see my father? I talk about my family a lot, so I'll show you guys my dad. This is an old video of my father. I've showed you guys, or an old picture of my dad. I've showed you guys pictures of my mom before. I look like my dad's side of the family a lot. Size-wise, I look like one of his sisters. But my dad, so this was my mom's dad when I was younger. That's my hero. That man is everything to me. That's my grandfather. Hold on, I gotta find a picture of me and my dad. My dad's a short, stocky little guy, so, and my hair was wet. But that's my pops. I hardly ever see him clean shaven. But hold on, I gotta crop this. He was playing with the girls, so he's always in bib overalls. I've never, like, my dad has bib overalls. He's got bibs, nice bibs for church and dirty bibs for the barn. Yes, Kenzie is identical to me. Yes. Yeah. I know. Me and my dad have had a rocky relationship, but I love my dad, of course. But yep, that's my pops. That's my papa in his bib overalls. Oh, Nanya. Well, hold on. I'll show you guys. I'll show you that one in private because it's Kenzie when she was younger. But yeah, he quite the guy. Anyways, oh, I got you guys all on these. Yes, the jeans are strong, right? I know. I wear bib overalls too. And muck boots. All right, I will see you guys all at Burnt Toast tonight. Thank you guys for all hanging out with me and making me better. I was in such a bad mood when I started this, and I feel so much better. You guys do this for me and continue to show up for me and continue to have my back and everybody else's backs. And it's going to take a community. It's going to take a village, and we can get through this together. We're going to make a difference, okay? Somehow, some way. Tomorrow the work stops or the work starts. All right. Good night, y'all.